So what's self-build all about? I mean, why do it? Well, in short, because that way you get a highly bespoke home, one that's suited to your needs, but also one that reflects who you are. Whether you're a techie gadget geek or a glass-obsessed exhibitionist or a warrior-ring eco-nut. Point is, whoever you are, this is the place to do it. This place is full of people who are learning to express themselves. Here at Graven Hill in Oxfordshire, a literally groundbreaking experiment is taking place.
I feel like a kid with a big toy, actually.
In a forward-thinking move, Cherwell District Council bought this site from the MOD and sold parcels of land to the general public for around 100 grand. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh!
It's a truly epic construction story that's been 5 years in the making.
Good, isn't it?
It's good, it's great.
As the first 10 pioneering self-builders build themselves new homes to make a street, the first of its kind in the UK. Hello, what a joyful moment this is. In this episode,
Whoop, sorry.
a young family plan to add an eco-home to the mix of houses on the street.
It's going in the housey direction.
Built with their bare hands for just £160,000.
I'm tired.
It is an all-consuming, monumental challenge.
If anything happens, just get clear. Pull in, pull!
The boys, they really miss their daddy.
It would be good for us just to be together as soon as possible.
Paul is a human rights lawyer.
I wear a wig, stand up in court, represent people. I tend to be more sympathetic to the little guy. So people who can't afford to pay for a lawyer, those are the people that need representation, and they tend to be the people that I and my colleagues represent.
Paul's married to Blanka, who's from Hungary. She's also a lawyer. They currently live with their 2 boys in Oxford.
At the moment, we live in a rented house, so we can't really change even the light bulb without permission. So it would be nice to have our own everything. The floors we choose and the curtains we choose, and if the kids draw on the wall, then it's not going to be the end of the world.
Paul and Blanka have a strong environmental ethos, which is a big consideration in everything they do.
The starting point when designing this house was that it will be as environmentally friendly as possible, because I'm very committed to the environment. When I worked in London in an NGO, I always used to take home the food rubbish because there was recycling in my area, and so I'd travel on the tube for an hour with a bag of rubbish.
So, in a barn rented from a local farmer, Paul and Blanka start work on an eco-home. Oh, hello, you two. This is your building workshop, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and you're not far from site here, which is very nice.
No, 20 minutes.
And tell me how you're making it, because I know you're using some really innovative techniques.
Well, traditional in a way, I'd say. And maybe innovative as well.
Yeah, well, in some ways it's very, very straightforward. It's a timber frame.
Yeah.
But the hempcrete is slightly unusual. That goes round the timber frame.
Yeah. Their timber frame forms the skeleton of the house to help strengthen the hempcrete, a DIY mix of hemp and lime, which is hand-filled layer upon layer to make 40-centimetre thick walls. The house will be set on a raft of sustainable cork insulation. The ground floor will be open plan. Upstairs, there'll be a bedroom for the boys, a study and a master bedroom. The attic will have a plant room for all the eco-gadgetry and huge rainwater harvesting tanks fed from the guttering. The roof will be clad with steel and overhang the house, providing both shade and space for solar panels. And the exterior will be finished with natural lime render. The house was designed together with Paul's dad, who's an architect. And in a bold move, Paul's decided to put his legal work on the back burner and build this house himself.
For me, I just like building, so making things. So it just made sense to be part of it. And I guess In some ways it saves money. That's probably cheaper for me to be earning money as a barrister rather than...
I guess. But why do this here? Why go this route of self-building?
We sold Blanka's flat, and then we looked around for what we could get with that money, and it was laughable what we could get around here.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, there was one miles away from anywhere, no roof, it had burnt down, and that was one of the ones within our budget. Yeah, an interesting restoration project.
Great.
And the others were equally bad, if not worse.
So how much is this house costing you then to put up?
I think we're still looking around 50, 60,000.
Whoa! That blows my mind, that figure.
We'll see how we go.
Yeah.
Paul and Blanka's green ambitions are admirable, but the budget is ridiculous. You can't build a family home for £60,000. The pioneers each paid around 100 grand for their land. Foundation costs vary, but the plots come with utilities pre-installed.
It is a bit weird, this enormous site. I'm excited, but also, yeah, a bit overawed by it all, frankly.
Back at the barn, work's well underway on the wooden frame. Paul's employed Dave, a joiner, to help him assemble the frame.
Morning, Dave.
Morning, Paul. Garlic last night, Paul?
Sorry?
Garlic last night?
Dave has taught me a whole new vocabulary. He's taught me how to get the frame straight, how to use the tools, the words for lots of the things. Still picking it up.
So these are all the wooden frames, and Paul and sometimes me have very carefully labelled them. It says G, that means ground floor. W, that means this is the west wall. And then there are numbers so that they know which order to put them in. Because he's going to have to hold up our whole house.
In July, they're forced to accelerate the programme,
No, okay.
as a run of good weather means the farmer wants his barn back.
Yeah. We've had some lovely weather, so all the hay's done, finished, and this is where it all comes into, so we've actually got to get out. Hopefully we'll get it done today, tonight maybe a bit late.
During what's turning out to be a heatwave, Paul and Dave piece together the wooden panels.
I still can't believe this is going to be a house, but yeah, it's going in the housey direction. Where are we going to put that? On the noggin there?
No. Well, it's going to be stuck out one end or the other. Take your pick.
Dave's got his way of doing things, and I have my strong opinions about things, but we kind of settle out to an equilibrium after a while. He's normally very well behaved.
Always what?
Always very well behaved.
We've had a few problems, me and Paul. He hasn't got a clue, but he's learning. He's willing to learn. That's the main thing, you know. But obviously it's new to him, first house he's done. So he doesn't know how to hold a saw, and he's got to learn all these things, you know.
Measurements so far are close to spot on, but that doesn't seem good enough for Paul.
I mean, he's talking about, oh, it's 1 millimetre out. In 8 metres, it's 1 millimetre out. I mean, Christ almighty. Ain't bad, is it?
So there we are. That is the ground
That's the
floor.
last one, open the champagne.
Yeah. I can just see one of the noggins is not quite vertical over there. Doesn't look quite right.
He's learned plenty from Dave the joiner, but they part company, citing artistic differences. Now, Paul, with no construction experience, is left to build an entire house solo. At Graven Hill in Oxfordshire, we're witnessing the building of a street like no other in the UK. On plot 6, our human rights lawyer, Paul, is still intending to complete his family eco-home for £60,000. In the process, he's having to explain some of his eco-thinking to his neighbours.
So, yeah, what do you need still in your drawer?
We're going to have a water tank and the heat store in the attic. So we're going to have 4 tons of water up
4
there.
tons of water.
2 for a heat store and 2 for rainwater.
Most of the people have a 300-litre tank.
Yeah, we thought we'd have a bigger one.
Blimey.
That's hefty, the equivalent of a couple of hippos lodging in your attic.
Careful, careful.
Over the next month, employing labour where required, the barrister turned self-builder, together with the very able Blanka, have their wooden frame complete. First fix electrics, windows in, and they're preparing shuttering, to which they'll pack their hempcrete.
I believed in him that he will be able to pull this off, but it's still quite amazing to see it, you know, in reality.
We haven't pulled it off yet.
Well, you pulled this much off. We're moving anyway.
So far, so good.
Despite their lack of cash, Paul has made an exciting new purchase, one that will power the next stage of the building process.
This is an international harvester, a good old make of tractor. How
much did it cost you?
It was a couple of grand, including the pan mixer, which is normally a grand or so.
This tractor, if it works, will mix the hempcrete that'll wrap around his wooden frame. Hemp is part of the cannabis family and farmed industrially in the UK. It looks like cannabis, doesn't have the mind-altering properties. It's a sustainable crop with a wide variety of uses, from body oils and health food to livestock bedding and now construction materials.
Hi, Kevin.
Paul, how are you?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
Good, good, good. I'm admiring your tractor.
Getting it going is a bit of a struggle. Fingers crossed. Making a different noise to what it did last night, though.
Try now. Try now.
Magic touch.
Paul will be using hemp shiv, which is the chopped up woody core of the hemp plant.
So basically we're gonna mix the hemp fiber together with the lime, and then Paul, so it's lime or cement that we are mixing it with?
It's lime.
Lime. I've heard this a lot of times. So basically lime plus the hemp plus water, and when it's ready, then we're going to pour it into the wall.
Oh, man alive. It's filthy. But at 15 grand, it's far cheaper than bricks and mortar and as eco-friendly a building method as you can get. But it takes time and it saps energy. How many buckets of water? 4. 20 tons of this material must be mixed and lugged over to the house and then packed by hand into timber shuttering. You just literally pour it in?
Yeah.
Okay. When set, they repeat the process until exhausted. Layer upon layer of hempcrete will stabilise the timber frame and offer natural insulation and thermal mass. Worth doing. Worth building, isn't it?
Definitely. Right now, yeah. When it's pouring with rain, sometimes I'm soaked to the skin, I think. Actually, I think it's still worth it.
I bet you do. When do you expect then to get it up, ready to move into?
I don't know. I've never built a house before. No idea how long it'll take.
Yeah, longer than you think usually is the short answer to that.
I'm tired. It's tough work building a house.
It may be filthy toil, but they are driven by their green principles and the fact that they've got a budget of just 60 grand. This building may seem all-consuming, but Paul has other commitments.
I'm doing a PhD in the evenings, and tonight I'm teaching in about half an hour's time, and that'll go until 9 o'clock. I've got a half-built house. I can't leave it. It's got to keep moving on.
After 6 arduous weeks of bucketing hempcrete, Paul and Blanka have not made the progress they'd hoped for. Since they started 6 months ago, 3 other plots are up and running, and several others are about to start.
Get your ass up here.
Oh, okay.
In order to get back on track, Paul's invited his neighbours to a hempcrete party.
It's just nice to be together and working together and so on. And you get to know people in a different way when you're working alongside them.
With the best will in the world, me and one other person being on site is not quick enough. So yeah, this should speed things up.
Hang on, it's coming up with goo now.
It's a very easy material to work with.
Do you know what it is? It's marijuana.
Yeah, cannabis plant.
Cannabis plants.
It's very therapeutic. And the aroma is wonderful.
We're really flying. It's very, very gratifying.
In just one day, with their neighbours' help, they've made progress, and in the process, boosted Paul's morale.
It was clear I needed a bit of help, and it was great that they all just stepped in and pulled together and did just amazingly. You know, really worked hard for me, and that was a lovely feeling.
With the next phase of the project in mind, Paul and Blanka have flown off to Portugal on a research mission. From the outset, they've left no stone unturned in a hunt for sustainable building materials. To insulate their floor, they're thinking about a product that grows on trees: Portuguese cork. It might look brutal, but these remarkable trees will bounce back and be ready for harvesting again in 9 years.
Todo lá dentro. Ah, okay.
Most modern insulation materials are synthetic. Cork is the green alternative.
It's very important for us to kind of be conscious of what's going into the house. We just don't like the idea of having essentially poisonous chemicals around us. Synthetics, glues, plastics, petrochemicals. A lot of it is almost unnecessary, where there are natural products which are as good as the synthetic products.
To turn the bark into expanded cork insulation, it has to first go through a process. The cork is crumbled into granules, then exposed to superheated steam. This steam expands the granules, activating a natural glue to form large bales, which are then cut to size. Simple.
It would be nice to think that even though it was probably not the particular piece of cork that we peeled off from the tree that is going to go into the installation underneath our house, but it will be pretty close as you can get, I think.
After 3 months of filthy slog, the hempcrete walls are finished.
Well, it's a fine thing. It takes usually, between 90 and 100 million years to get a geology like that in rock. And you've done it in how many weeks?
I mean, this took longer than I envisaged.
Yeah.
But that was partially because I was learning as I went along. We were all learning. I'm much stronger than I was.
Good.
Yeah.
Now I look at you and say, I'd mistake you for a builder.
I should probably have a shave.
It looks like concrete, but of course it's softer in feel. It's a more generous
warm,
material.
isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly.
And for their underfloor insulation,
Cork. Hey, it's like a comedy block, but it weighs nothing. It feels almost edible, doesn't it? You know, quite miraculous. You know, conventionally houses are made out of stuff dug out of the ground. You know, like concrete, gypsum, stone. Yeah. This is a house made out of stuff found in the woodland.
Paul and Blanka are bravely sticking to their green principles.
Oh, Splendid. And if they succeed, at £60,000, this will also be the cheapest house on the street. However, there are hidden costs.
It's been a bit lonely, looking after the children all the time whilst Paul was building the house. I take them to school, I pick them up, and then I do basically everything with them, which is it's very nice, but it's sometimes pretty hard and stressful, and they really miss their daddy.
They wanted to be in 5 months ago, but this house is nowhere near finished. They may have been first on site, but now they're being overtaken by their neighbours. They've now been renting for 5 months longer than planned, which is painfully expensive. So they've given notice.
So the plan is to move out of our current house and so move in here and possibly camp for a while.
What we'll be moving into, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we're not that far away. I mean, we're missing plumbing, front door, stairs, and the final fix on the electrics, and some internal walls.
It's pretty desperate, this.
Oh, and a roof as well. Don't have a roof.
Graven Hill. For decades, it was left to nature. Now, with a countrywide need for affordable housing, it's the site of a self-build revolution. Do you know that in Austria, over 80% of all new homes are either custom-built or self-built, which means choice over the design, the finish, the detail of people's homes. Whereas in the UK, only 8% of all new homes are self-built. And that's a pathetic number. It's miserable. So how do we change that? How do we release the stranglehold that the big developers have on our housing, huh? By doing more of this. It's been a year since Paul and Blanka started building. And for the last 5 days, Paul's braved strong winds, installing his steel roof. They're now 6 months behind schedule, and they're still renting. It's having a draining effect on their £60,000 budget.
We've probably spent that so far, give or take. I haven't got an up-to-date budget, but I'd say we're about that, probably closer to 90,000. That was one of the reasons we said we've got to give notice, because we're going to run out of money otherwise.
We're going to go and stay at our friends for a week, and then we'll see. We don't know what's coming after that yet. Do you need these things?
I don't know what you mean. Which
well, cricket whites.
Well, I'd like to keep my cricket whites.
Loads of different football kits.
Yeah, just keep all of them, please.
But not all of them, definitely.
Ugh.
This black jumper, which is the one that somebody knitted onto something.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I should keep that.
Okay. So this is the box of things that we never need, but we'll keep.
I think it's better that you're driving. White vans bring out the white van man in me.
Well, let's see if it brings out the white van woman in me. Baby, when you're gone, I realize I'm in love.
They're upbeat for a family of no fixed abode. Their hempcrete house is still uninhabitable. However, they are about to receive a delivery which will get them one step closer to moving in. It's something that is central to Paul's eco-dream home.
It's much bigger than I thought. I'm hoping that's packaging.
A giant £2,500 heat store system from Scandinavia. It's piqued the interest of other self-builders now on the street.
This feels domestic hot water.
It kind of combines everything together.
Right.
So it takes the heat from the solar panels, from a fire, from a gas boiler, and just stores it.
It's a massive beast.
I nearly got the bigger one.
Think of it like a giant battery. From his solar panels and wood burner, Paul is generating energy, which will be stored as hot water in this highly insulated tank.
Stop, oh, stop. Up.
The huge tank has to be hoisted up into the roof, through the void where their stairs will ultimately be.
Do you think it's going to be straightforward, or are we worried about bringing this up there?
Well, it's just a really heavy thing, so if it falls, it'll probably damage itself beyond repair.
Okay.
A call for volunteers to those working on the street today has resulted in a team made up of 3 self-builders, 2 contractors and an architect. This logistical challenge has required some planning.
You right down there?
Yeah, we're ready when you are.
Paul has borrowed his neighbour's entry-level winch, which will be pushed to the limits of its tolerance.
Is that all right?
If it doesn't break, it's my hoist. If it does break, it's nothing to do with me.
If anything goes wrong, Paul, having never built a house before, as main contractor, is responsible for the health and safety of everyone on site.
If anything happens, just get clear as you can of it.
It's all yours.
Pull then, pull!
You just do it very gently.
That's probably about as high as it's going to go.
Shit.
I'll have a look.
The half-ton tank has not cleared the roof space floor. It's suspended on a single cable, now under considerable strain.
And Annie, can't you lift it?
Can't you put something underneath? Could you not put something underneath here so you could then lever?
Yeah. Can you pass me that scaffolding?
It's proving precarious. As they try to lever the oversized heat store up the remaining 12 inches.
A tiny bit more. It's not making good noises. Load it down again.
They all realise it's too dangerous to carry on.
Slightly too little headroom, and then it all got a bit complicated, so I thought rather than trying to find a solution on the fly, it's best to take it down and rethink gutting.
But the neighbours put their heads together and come up with a plan to gain the extra clearance.
If we strapped it through there,
Yeah?
and then there's no, then it's not coming up.
The tank will now be re-rigged using Terry's 5-ton ratchet strap.
Right, have we go with that?
Remember, Lynn, if it goes, just let go of the rope.
Terry's strap ought to buy them that vital extra headroom.
Okay, that's good.
Can we push the cover in a bit more?
As the giant heat exchanger is finally wrestled into position,
It's tight, okay.
Paul and his team can celebrate their win.
Fantastic. Thanks, everyone. Mini triumph.
It's time for the cork floor insulation to go in.
It's pretty exciting to see. It still smells exactly the same, that very kind of earthy smell.
Green thinking runs deeply through the veins of this project, from hempcrete to sustainable cork insulation, all the way up to Paul's most flamboyant eco-statement on the roof.
This is the ventilation and heat exchange. It brings in fresh air, but also recycles the heat from the house. I can't wait to get this working. Really quite excited. Well, I'm very proud of it, yeah. I'm not sure about the neighbours. I think it's great.
Paul's now camping and working on site, which means he's seeing even less of his family. They've been living over 50 miles away at his dad's. A planned 2-week stopover turned into a 4-month stay.
When he said he wanted to be a self-builder, I thought, well, do you know what you're letting yourself in for? But it's been very tough on Blanka.
It's been almost 4 months now that we've lived not in our own house, but with Paul's dad and his wife. I miss Paul a lot. Even if we do see each other in the evening, he's always so tired. So during the week, I'm a single mum.
I spend most days here now. It does take its toll, definitely. And I know the kids, they do say quite a lot, you know, when are you going to play with us? I miss them. It would be good for us just to be together as soon as possible.
It's a lot of hard work, but most people come out the other end. It's just how painful the process is, really.
There's some good news. Paul's been paid for a case he worked on some time ago, allowing him to employ his friend, a research scientist and now labourer, Mick, to work on the interiors.
So we're boarding the whole place and putting the insulation in. And, yeah, we're trying to finish it, basically.
Before the cold weather arrives, lime render is applied to the hempcrete house. Paul's sensibly paying for this as well, as it's a real craft to apply such a fine exterior finish. It's been a year since I last set foot on plot 6. In that time, some of the neighbours have arrived, built and moved in. But finally, at the hempcrete house, I'm spotting signs of real progress.
Ooh, there are some good details in this building. These lovely sweeping curves on the corners and in the window reveals natural materials, beautiful textures and colours. And look here, slate, natural coloured windows. I mean, it's going to assume a kind of lovely, soft, gentle attractiveness. Hey.
Oh, hi, Kevin.
Hey, Paul. It's all very, very sharp. It's doing good. And the render's worked out very beautifully, hasn't it?
They've done a good job, yeah.
Yeah, really good. This thing...
Bit of a beast.
Yeah, they need a sort of an arm with a suction, you know, toilet plug on it. Yeah.
You're not the first to say that.
Well, it's obvious, isn't it, really? It sort of almost looks like it's modelled on the Dalek.
I like it. That's kind of been the philosophy of the build all the way through. If there's a choice between what might you think look pretty or what is the most functional, we've gone for the most functional.
OK, so, meanwhile, over here, I can see there's a grey plastic PVC pipe, which is extending all the way over James's garden.
Yep, temporary arrangement to get rid of the water.
OK.
But in due course, we're going to take it from the hidden gutter in here and take it into 2 huge tanks.
Well, because ordinarily, the guttering takes water away from the building. You're taking water into the building.
Yeah.
So that is for toilets?
Yeah, toilets and washing machine, basically.
Very clever. My goodness me. This is like being inside a Dalek. You wonder what the creature is like inside? It looks like this. It's quite scary. So, you were hoping to do this for 60 grand. And it is going to be...
It's going to be above that.
It doesn't surprise me.
No. I think we could definitely have kept it to 60,000, but we didn't really want to compromise on our principles that much.
While in the plant room, there's been another delivery to plot 6.
It's a snake. It's sort of... it's unusual.
It's certainly unusual.
It's a beautiful aluminium swan-necked downpipe, a bespoke solution to taking water from the large projecting eaves on the front of the house.
It actually doesn't go so badly, does it?
I think it's great. Looks really good with the render. It's like silver against skin. It's very good. You know, these moments when you get something made that's really bespoke for the building, they're really worth celebrating.
Yeah.
I did wonder whether or not being segmented it would look a bit clunky.
Yeah.
But actually, it's more like a sort of didgeridoo.
Let's have a go.
Oh, let's go. I've got to try a hive. I've got to try. Got quite a low natural resonant frequency.
Paul's had an eco brainwave to use local clay instead of regular plaster for his interior walls.
Do you want me to get an engineer out to coordinate where we're digging?
Yeah, do you mind?
Armed with just a pot and a trowel, he wants a sample, but there's some confusion about how much he needs.
This is something else. It'll do the job a lot quicker, won't it? I mean, just imagine having a very pure, clean local product on your walls rather than a chemical fabricated who knows where out of God knows what.
It's more than a bit rustic. But this clay, once mixed with sand, water and straw, can be applied to form the base coat of their walls.
It's easier than it looks. Oops.
It's an ancient building skill performed by humans from before recorded time.
Makes me feel good that it's just clay and it's just a nice natural material.
I wonder how far Paul and Blanka plan to take their home in this hobbity direction.
It's just the right colour for a bedroom.
I'm trying to put my finger on what colour it is. It's like a...
Mud.
Artichoke.
Oops. Sorry.
That's all right.
The beauty of this entire project is its diversity, that on this street, no two houses are the same. Paul and Blanka's contribution is an earthy eco-home, whose core ingredient derives from the cannabis family.
What's that in the air? It's the autumnal smell of wood smoke, scented with a little hemp. Hi, hello, Kevin. Paul, how are you?
Very well. How are you?
How are you? Oh, good to see you both. I let myself in because I'm so used to just wandering into these houses, forgetting, of course, that you're actually living here.
Well, you're always welcome.
Yeah, thank you. No, I should have been a bit more formal, I guess. You've got a fire.
I did think it might feel a bit hobbity, but no, it's cultured with intelligent natural material choices and the most gorgeous curves.
How long have you been here?
We've been here over a month.
Yeah, a month and a half. Life here is amazing. I've never lived anywhere like this.
There's so much space.
The space, yes.
It's got a really nice atmosphere to it.
This is glorious. Yeah.
It's perfect for us.
These two are true pioneers, having built themselves a welcoming homestead almost single-handedly.
It is amazing to live in a house where, I look at the wall there and I think, I remember building that wall with my own two hands, so it's worth it.
Yeah. You know, there were on this street that some people have built their houses by commissioning the building. You've taken a different route, which is to handle every component, every gram and grain of the building with your bare hands.
It was really important to us to kind of examine each of the elements of the building.
I really like the idea of having gone to Portugal to take part in harvesting the cork and then taking it back and then put it in. It just makes me really happy to think about it every time.
It's just fabulous stuff.
And the same with the clay. It's a lovely thought that it was dug out from the ground and we actually got to use it.
Lovely texture, isn't it?
I do like the colour too.
The material is amazing by itself, but also we have the story that comes with it that we'll always remember.
Yeah.
They've only lived here a month, but having built this house themselves, it's already a place full of memories. This chapter of the story is also ongoing, because after nearly 3 years of hard slog, it's not finished.
Well, and what do you call finished? I mean, in a sense, we're in.
Well, I mean, that electrical cable sticking out the wall, for example, I'd say that was unfinished.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, because there have been times when you've lost him completely to this project. I would turn up on site and not recognise him. He had kind of gone feral.
It was 5 months that we didn't really see each other. At times it was really very difficult. Now it's all worth it. It makes me very happy to have this room filled with people. We had my parents and Paul's parents here, and they were all chatting in front of the fire. We had lunch, which I cooked in this unfinished kitchen, and they were having a nice time.
I like the fact that you can see the tubes. And I suspect that what you're judging
We're
by
going to leave them like that.
Are you? Good. I love the way that this building tells you how it works.
There's a beauty to the engineering, I think. Maybe not everyone would have the Dalek looking like that, but I think there's a beauty in the function.
Yeah, there is, absolutely.
This is a house for all seasons. Rainwater's harvested for the washing machine and toilet flush. When it shines, solar tubes heat their water.
And your projected running costs here are what? Kind of zero?
Yeah,
practically,
that's the plan.
If we carry on burning logs, almost nothing.
Nothing.
We haven't got a bill yet for anything.
The effort to build this hempcrete house has been colossal, and it all surely would have failed were it not for Paul's shrewdest investment, in my opinion.
I'm hoping you're going to tell me that what's out there parked on 4 tyres is a garden ornament now.
Yeah, definitely.
I am standing right here.
Sorry. The International tractor is beautiful, is it not?
I originally planned my garden without it in the middle. But well, it still has work to do because we haven't got our shed yet.
This house is no Oxfordshire mud hut. It's much more refined. A triumph not just of hope and ambition, but philosophy. A statement of faith in our ability to gather up the best the earth has to offer, build sustainably, and fight climate change.
Beautiful staircase made from oak.
This is ash.
Oh, it's incredibly beautifully figured.
It's very lively, isn't it?
It
nice
is.
and bright.
What's this?
So this is slats of timber with glass between.
Really?
And that has the effect of refracting the light.
That's quite fabulous, actually. You wouldn't even query it, would you, from up here? Oh, this is great. So this is the boys' room?
Yeah.
Complete with dinosaurs, of course. How brilliant. Do they like it?
They love it, yes.
Their floor here, it runs all the way through. It's reclaimed.
Yep, yep.
Beautiful. As is this room, with that magnificent view.
Yeah.
Oh,
The early morning sunrise.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, I've been watching this balcony evolve with interest. I like its kind of honesty, you know? It's a very honest building.
Yeah, it's been a lot of work, but the bottom line is we couldn't afford to buy anywhere around here. It's enabled us to build an amazing house close to where we were based. Kids still go to the same school.
I mean, that way that it plugs into your existing life suggests actually that all local authorities ought to be making sites like this available.
Yes, and then you stay in the community and it has huge benefits on everybody.
In terms of the streets, how do you feel about living here?
I love it. I love the diversity of the buildings. Each has something really special that you just wouldn't see anywhere else, and I love it.
So, of course, part of the ambition was spending only, what was it, 60,000
was the target.
60,000.
We were naive at the outset, and I guess you don't go into things unless you're a little bit naive or a little bit eccentric.
You're both.
Yeah. But you have to be.
Yeah.
We were very lucky to have people, you know, like my parents, like Paul's parents, who said, should you need financial help, we'll give it to you.
You've skirted, however, the question, which was how much did it cost?
Well, we're not entirely sure, really.
Including the plot?
Between 200,000 and 300,000.
Between £200,000 and £300,000 to build this house. Really, really good value. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yours to enjoy. It really is. They perhaps spent 3 times what they wanted to, but this place has already repaid them for their devoted investment of thought and hard work. I understand why Paul and Blanka are vague about the cost of their home. Because any balance sheet for any project doesn't have a column for things like sacrifice or the love, the commitment, the passion that goes into making something. It doesn't have a column for the environmental cost of building either, or for craftsmanship for that matter. Now, I think the final tally for this place reflects a building which is much richer, which has much greater value. Next time, a young couple builds their first home together.
It's great. It's so cool to see.
But taking a risk on an untested construction system pushes their relationship to the limit.
You just begin to think, is it worth it?
And a father and son hope to bond.
Dad, it's wrong.
Through self-building a large family home.
You'll be able to look at a wonky bit and say, I did that.